Hippie!
So with the SGA, obviously they're concerned with event cost and attendance, whether it warrants the cost. In your experience with helping to facilitate On Point Music and Arts Festival, what do you think are some key variables in bringing in and retaining a large audience?
I think, it's hard. Event planning is definitely difficult. And then more is at stake as more money and time is invested. And it's my goal in working with the festivities committee chair, anyone that's looking to plan one of those, is that really challenging them, asking them the questions to sort of, not ensure, because there's nothing as a guarantee, but ask them the questions that make them think through the whole process and that they're learning from the experience. Because one thing about a festival that's different than, say, your general body meeting or your event that you may have on a Wednesday night at 9 is that there's just a lot more at stake, a lot more visibility. And so trying to ensure that they meet their goals and meet their passions, because they usually have a really, really strong interest in whatever they're trying to do, and guide them in a way that we try and be successful. Some things we can't control, like the weather, certainly can play a part in student attendance. Space, we all know space. Yes, we're creating some new spaces. Can't wait to see those come to fruition as we see some construction already on campus. But dealing with space, and so when there's, we maybe can't do a rain location. So this past year with On Point, it was definitely a chillier, misty day, which probably had an impact on the numbers. I think the music, the genre, plays into it, and if students are interested. I also can say, based upon my experience, length of time also has an impact. So when you're looking for that effect, like I want to be in the space and there's 1,000 people, it's hard to get that. It's hard to get that when an event like a festival On Point this past year was around almost 10 hours-ish. It's a long time, and so how do you, certainly not going to capture 1,000 people there for 10 hours. If we got that, I would be shocked. But you have it has its ebbs and flows throughout the day. In my time, the shorter events, I think we see more, at least in one shot, because if you don't come within that 2-hour period of time, you miss the event. And so when we look back, chain smokers is something I was just talking about with one of my colleagues earlier today, and how cool that they were at Stevens, 2 years ago now, and they got all these Grammy nods. They're well over what we paid for them 2 years ago. And just to know that they came to Stevens, if you're not into that music, but to see a name like that now so regularly on the radio, always consistently ranking like the top 40 every week, that's pretty awesome. But I think those are some different factors, and those are the conversations that I like to have with students when they're planning.
I really wanted to see Say Goodnight